Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, and the market was actually red. Now it's kind of flat, so we'll see if it wants to change back to green here. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Let's see what that heat map looks like. There you go. It's not too bad. It was a lot more red. Microsoft, NVIDIA, Apple, they were all just red. They just turned gray. So that's pretty good. Let's see where our SPY is right now. It's only down 57 cents, and let's see, it looks like it wants to bounce back up there, so that's a good look. If it doesn't cross through, we're probably in pretty good shape. Probably just some decent, healthy pullback. Qs don't look too bad right there. They look decent this morning, even though they're way down, but again, they're green. They could get curled up. We'll see what it looks like as it opens up this morning. And it's been jumping around since 4 a.m. And let's see what's happening here with our Joe Lee's jumpers. And good morning there, Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and everybody else. Tread softly, tread lightly. It's a Christmas heat map traders. Yeah. Red and green there, huh? So here we go. AMCI, that was jumping up. That's AMC, actually. Hold on. Let me get over here. And AMCI, that was jumping up yesterday, and it was just jumping around this morning, but not as high as last night and yesterday. So there you go with that one. ARBB, let's see what ARBIOT thing is doing. That one did spike yesterday too, and that's just sitting down there, but not looking bad, possibly to jump up again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. ATON, that one kind of ran around yesterday, took a little dip. Looks like that's setting up, guys. So we might take a look at this one. ATON. Alpha Ton Capital Corp, not too bad right there. And then how about Beat? That's been running up, and that's been beating the market right now. So check out Heartbeam and IVP. Not looking bad, as a matter of fact. So keep an eye on that one. That is not looking too bad today and yesterday. So there you go with IVP, and that is your Inspire Veterinarian. And KAVL right here, that Cable Brands is looking like that wants to set up, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one too. And MGX right here looks pretty good. Keep an eye on this thing. Let me jot that down. MGX right there, and then keep an eye on KAVL because that's not looking bad. But check out that MGX, that Metagenome. What is that? Metagenome? Something like that. I don't even know, but ORGO or Orgo. How about that? We'll just call it Orgo. Organogenesis, and that ran up yesterday there, pulling back a little bit today, hitting the MACD. Good old Riley right here, B. Riley Financial, big spike yesterday, and not looking too bad this morning. Tilray right here, big spikes the other day, and they look like they're trying to set back up the cannabis industry, so we'll go through a couple of them real quick. And how about your Vero right here? That did spike up pretty high this morning, a little higher than yesterday right there. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. And your YCBD right here ran up the other day, yesterday or 2 days ago, Friday. And there you go. So we'll be keeping an eye on these. And again, they appear to be getting set back up. So I'm sure we have to get some news coming out soon from the administration about rescheduling cannabis from 1 to 3 there. So we'll be looking into that and seeing the cannabis stocks. So there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And here's their MSOS right there. And again, they are trying to rebound and looking way better. There's Tilray right there. Not too bad. And I think Canopy Growth was up. No, it's down right there. Oh, it didn't look too bad. I saw these this morning. They could be trying to base out. And let's see. Yeah, that we already know about that. President Trump talking about rescheduling it. So I thought maybe it had an update, but it does not. But yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on all these guys right here. TOKE, that one had jumped up also. So there you go. It's your cannabis sector right there. Keep an eye on FEIM, Frequency Electronics. This thing's been running into the top right there, and it might jump back up. So there you go right there with that one. And here we go. We'll go through our SPY Mag 7 big caps, them dudes real quick, and then we'll see what else you guys want to look at real fast. So let's get cruising on our Tuesday morning right here. And again, the market, it was red until I literally started talking, and the thing just started like all turning gray. It was pretty fascinating right there. So anyway, yeah, it was definitely and like Laptop Travel said at 7:02, it was way like the it looked like a Christmas map. It was way red and just a couple pieces of green right there. Now you got a bunch of gray. Laptop travel. That literally changed as you typed that. It was kind of crazy. So anyway, I was sitting there watching it happen. It was weird. But let's look and see what's going on. Like I said, our SPY is down a little bit right there, but it could pull back. We'll see once it get changed around. The Qs are down as well. But look at them. They look like they're trying to fight back up and crawl back up. Could they dip down more? They could. Let's see what the SPY. It was right there at the 20, right? Yep, it was right there at the 20. The Qs would have a lot to run down to get back to a trend line or something. But your IWM is pretty close too. But yeah, your Qs, they're like already through your 20 and 50 right there. So you just have a trend line down here at 597. I don't know if it's coming down that far. Maybe you get this huge dip, but that green candle there could prevent it. We'll see. And we'll obviously see how it wants to open up today. So that'll be pretty important right there. But there's your indexes right there. And Apple right here is down a little bit more. I took a nice dip yesterday and just pulling back a little bit right there. And Amazon at the moment is down some more after that dip yesterday. And then Google dipped yesterday and it's still down a little bit, but doesn't look as bad. So it could try to get set back up. And again, I don't know if these will just bounce right up this week. So they might have to get set up. We may have to have a little curl up period, which is usually pretty good because you can get to that's when they're kind of volatile as they run around there to get set up. So we'll see how they want to react right here. And if they are trying to get set up, here's your Meta right here. It was trying to spike up for the last few days. And now it's just hanging out. And Meta looks like it's going to be good because it's going to roll off that MACD. So Meta could be a great opportunity right there. Microsoft right here pulling back a little bit. And the video wasn't too bad this morning. And look at this thing. I'm telling you guys, this thing, if this thing could possibly do it, to be honest with you, with that setup, if any of them would do it, this one might do it right there. So keep an eye on the video. Maybe it tries to get the market rocking and rolling. You're watching the video, AVGO. And ORGO right here, that AVGO way down there. ORGO is in a pretty good spot to curl up right there. Laptop travel. MAR looking good. Marriott, remember this? I was just way too early, guys, because remember I was giving this out back here. Now look at it. It was in the 260s, and now you're at 309. I was super early on it. That was the problem there for Marriott. Look at that. Remember MAR? I kept talking about it, saying it was getting set up, and it would jump up and then pull back, and it was back in here, and then it got ripping there. So we stopped looking at it because it just wasn't moving, but I was just too early on it. LVS right here, Las Vegas Sands looks pretty good also. So there you go with them. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let's go through the rest of our list. AMC right now, that's up a little bit. That could be bouncing back up. Keep an eye on that one. GameStop, that one looks a lot better too. So maybe we are getting out of the red right here. We had our nice dips going down. And here we go with Chewy. Looks like it wants to bounce back up. Unity had been dipping down. It looks like it's trying to stop right there around the 20. So that's pretty good. And then, of course, our Netflix, that's actually down. And they are having a nice fight there with Paramount, which is what's that doing this morning? That's also down. And Warner Brothers is just hanging out up here waiting for somebody to do a buy. Is actually pulling back a little bit. They're the hot chick. They're like, oh my goodness, are you guys going to continue to fight over us? Let's go. And I'm telling you, we got to get them two CEOs in a ring and just let them have at it. And then the winner just takes the company. I think that would be the best way to handle that situation. But anyway, here we go. AVGO right here. You're right. Laptop travel. That one does look like it could bounce right back on up. And then MU probably looks similar. I'm guessing off the 20 right there. I'm guessing that one could have that bounce if the rest of them do. TSM right off that trend line, guys. And it's looking pretty good today. And obviously it could get turned back around, but they look decent at the moment. SMCI still pulling back a little bit at the right there. And your AMD still pulling back some. And I was surprised about that, to be honest, because that was looking really good. So we'll see if that's the bottom and it really wants to get cruising up there for AMD. And then your QCOM over here, let's see. That does look like it wants to roll off the MACD. Not looking bad right there for QCOM. And let's see what snow is doing. It's still coming down right there. So we still have snow coming down. It's a blizzard out there. And PayPal right here. That looks really good, guys. I would be keeping an eye on PayPal right there. That looks great right now. And we've been talking about that one getting set back up. And Intel over here looks pretty decent. We'll see if that does get curled back up. So our dips could be in right here. And now the market wants to move back around. Dell hitting the MACD could easily bounce right back up. And let's see what else is going on with our list over here. IBM, that one's down. That one looks like it could be pulling back, obviously. So it's under this trend line coming down here, and it's pulling back under your MACD. It's got a lot of work to do today to keep itself up. Let's put it that way for IBM. So we'll see if it can hold itself up right there. And how about Palantir? That was pulling back a little bit, and that is trying to get set back up. I think you do roll off the MACD, but Sophie, I mean, this one hasn't been that great since they did have that offering. Looks a little better. I guess that trend line is going to hold it up there at that 25.03. It's at 25.73. And again, these could pull back a little bit at any moment. So they have that look where they could dip down and then hit these trend lines and start bouncing back up. Here's your Marin Riot, and crypto is not as bad this morning. Bitcoin's at 87.2, so that's way better than it was last night. Ethereum's still at 2900s, and it's just at 29.59 it looks like, and Solana's at 128, Ripple's at 192, Cardano's at 38, Chainlink's at 12.95 right there, and Stellar 22, and did I say Ripple $1.92 right there? So that's what your crypto looks like from the stock cube. And yeah, so Bitcoin 87.2, we'll look at it in a few moments here. Riot right here, if I typed it in correctly, that is up a little bit. And again, they had some really good dips yesterday. So let's keep an eye and see. And honestly, I'm not sure if they're exactly ready. CleanSpark looks like it's in a pretty good spot right there, though, I must say. And then let's see what MicroStrategy, he can't wait for him to bounce up. And I'm telling you, ever see him move a line that much? Holy cow, they moved the trend line with what MicroStrategy's price. It's kind of crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. And look at this. Strategy yesterday raises $989 million via ATM to purchase 10,645 Bitcoin and discloses 98.5 million raised last week through preferred stock offerings, including 82.2 million in a junior preferred STRD and 16.3 million in STRF. Wow. Look at that strategy, doing all kinds of crazy stuff right there, trying to stay alive why Bitcoin is jumping around. But yeah, if they actually bought it down in the 80s, like instead of always buying it at the top, it might work out for them. So let's take a look at crypto and Bitcoin. But there you go. And I did say it was a critical moment, right? And now it's trying to bounce back up. So honestly, just keep it in line with the with your trend line right here, to be completely honest with you. So I can't say that it's crazy. You would have rather had it spike up a little bit more. You have a honestly a longer look now than a more aggressive look, unless this thing just shoots right back up, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we know it could. So that can happen at any moment. You're hitting the MACD. So let's see if we get curled back around today. I was taking a look at them before I fell asleep last night, and then as soon as I got up, I was looking. Solana looks good to roll off right there, so that's not bad. And then your Ripple right here doesn't look too bad to bounce back up, and Doge not looking so bad this morning. And again, they could still continue to dip down. They just look a little better this morning, like they want to try to reverse back up. So we'll be keeping an eye on all these. Here's your Stellar right here, and obviously Chainlink over here, and they all look the exact same coming down to the MACDs. Like they're trying to base out and stop themselves, and let's see if they can just get immediately rolling up. Optimism is pretty optimistic to run up that MACD and run up there. So there you go with your crypto look. In the market, like I said, not too bad. Nvidia does look good. I'm telling you, that one was looking good, and that is trying to get that crawl up. This one could go bonkers, guys. So definitely keep your eyes on the video. It could get moving for sure. And let's see what else is going on over here with our list, because we like Coinbase and we like Hood. They're trying to recover from them big dips right there and hitting them trend lines. So maybe them pullbacks are done. And then our bull right here, we need to get this bad boy kind of bullish again, and it will get curled up and it probably will roll off that MACD. So, when they run up and they're going to pull back, you can kind of see the pattern, but these couple of them looked really good there to continue. But you get into these red spots and these cold spots real quick, market turns around and things pull back real fast. So I guess that's why you always have to be locking in profits, huh? Because look at space, that was way up, and now that looks like it's going to be running back up again. So there you go with SPCE and Bowie not looking too bad right there. A little bit of pullback this morning. DJT just way down there at 1043. So that's gonna have to get set back up and get running. It doesn't appear like it's exactly ready yet. So DJT, we'll look at it. I know Michael Anthony used to like that one right there. And how about our Nike right here? That is not looking too bad, just a little more flat. Oh yeah, Nike has earnings. Are they Thursday, right? Hold on, let's see. The 18th. Today's the 16th. That would be Thursday right there. So Nike has earnings in 2 days. We have to keep an eye on that. Look at McDonald's still trying to stay up there. If the market's down, then McDonald's up. Disney looking real good right there. Luis Rodriguez, how about that? Oxy right here, not so good, dipping down. And ExxonMobil dipping down a little more. So yeah, your Gush and Boyle. Look at that. Gush still down. That's your oil and gas, and your Boyle is your natural gas. I think this one's going to be good. I think we're bottoming out right here, guys. So let's keep an eye on that Boyle right there. What the heck did I just put in? There you go. Yeah, I think this one could get that curl. Let's just pay attention to it for the next day or so and make sure that it really does start to curl up there. So that is what we're looking at. And then our DXYZ had that big run up and now dipping down, and we'll have to see what the space sector wants to do. So there you go. And that is what we're looking at right there. And jobs reports are today. Let's look and see. This famed short seller explains why he's doubling down on his bets against data centers, and then the labor market is still frozen. Will it crack in 2026? No. Jobs report today. There you go, Luis Rodriguez. We do have jobs report at 8:30. That's what time that drops. And let's see, stock slip before U.S. jobs. Brent trades below 60. Who? Brent. What the heck is that? I don't even know what that is. European stocks fall as traders wait for U.S. jobs data right there, and the dollar steady. So there you are. And again, we have some jobs. We had building permits and an average hourly earnings and more building permits, and then some other nonsense, but government payrolls right there. That's what the people are waiting for, I guess. And all kinds of stuff rolling out. Holy cow, look at all the unemployment, U6 unemployment rates, whatever they are. This is all at 8:30 right there. Holy mackerel, look at all that. That's a lot of stuff. Manufacturing, all kinds of good stuff going on. Brent refers to Brent crude oil prices. Oh, thank you, Laptop Travel. I had no idea who Brent was and what it did, but there you go. It's crude oil prices, and learn something new, because I've never even heard that before, to be completely honest with you. Let me take a look and see what else you guys have up here real quick. And SQFT right here is Presidio Property Trust, and that one was jumping around there. Luis Rodriguez, look at this thing, SQFT. Wow, that's an interesting one right there. So yeah, we're gonna have to watch it. It looks like it wants to roll right back off the MACD right there. And IVP is looking pretty good to get set up in that AMCI. Like I said, was going to try to jump around this morning. It didn't go up higher, that's for sure. So let's see if it does want to try to run some more today. And then your Vero right there, that did spike up. And Riley we looked at, and Riley was jumping around, not looking too bad. And how about Comcast right here? They're looking pretty strong, and I definitely have them. So there you go. They're looking, whoa, that is down there. Yeah, Comcast, I would assume. Comcast is going to be a good one right there, guys. That one should get cruising. That could be one of the ones that got hit by, let's see, by tax sell-offs right there, guys. Check that out, Laptop Travel, for Comcast. That could be a good one. Hold on. because that's a pretty big company right there, and that's way down. Look at it's pretty far down there most of the year, I would say. So yeah, that might be a good one right here, and it is getting set up right there. So let's keep an eye on this Comcast right there. That's looking pretty good for good old CMCSA right there. So you got to look at that, and IT right here, ITT. And that one is trying to curl up. That is looking pretty good right there. NCLH, what is that? Norwegian Cruise. And that looks pretty good right there for the old shipping, the what the hell is it? The travel ones, whatever they're called, cruise ships. I couldn't even think of that. Norwegian Cruise. What's the other one? I can't even think of that either. So anyway, I have no idea. I don't think my brain's working exactly right. I have no idea. MSGS, Madison Square Garden. This one's been pretty wild. Who even knew Madison Square Garden was a publicly traded company right here? But it certainly is. I saw it this week. I saw it last on Friday or Saturday night. As a matter of fact, we were right there at Madison Square Garden, and so yeah, that's an interesting one right there. I had no idea that it was publicly traded, but it's not too bad. It's trying to get up into the top right there, Luis Rodriguez, and of course your Toyota motor, and that's strong, running up the last 2 days right there. So that's driving up. Disney is unraveling again. Look at this one. This is looking pretty good right there. It's it looks like it wants to get ripping right there for Disney. So I would be keeping an eye on that one. And AMCI was a 655% runner yesterday. So there you go. And you think it has a potential to run up this morning or a little bit more today, you're saying? And I thought it would have ran up already, to be honest with you. It doesn't look bad with your 20. Maybe it runs up like tomorrow. Maybe you get a little pullback and then it gets set back up and runs up. Something looks like it's still up with this AMC Robotics Corporation thing. So, and you're watching Riley right there. Keep an eye on that FEIM. We were looking at it earlier already, and it was way up there. And keep an eye. It looks like it wants to curl up into the top a little more, hoping that Discord's bet on quick will pay off once people realize the space AI data center implications right there. So there you go with QUIK, and that one is looking like it does want to bounce a little bit. So we'll be keeping an eye on this quick, obviously. So we'll watch that one and see if it rolls right off that MACD. It certainly could right there. And let's see, NVIDIA AVGO. We're going Marriott looking good right there. We looked at them few. Carnival Cruise, that's the other one. Thanks, Laptop Travel. You put it right there for me. I couldn't even think of the letters, the name, or anything until I just saw your CCL right there. So thank you. That was what I was thinking of. Carnival Cruise not looking too bad. And BKNG Booking Holdings not looking so bad either to get into the top right there. Could run up some more. RCL is Royal Caribbean, another one of these cruise ships right there. So that sector is looking good right now, right before Christmas. EXPE Expedia right here, and that's been slowly going up and cruising along, I must say. And let's see what the VIK is doing. That's Viking Holdings. That's not VKNG or whatever the other Viking is, but this is Viking Holdings right there, looking pretty good to try to roll off. What is Viking? What is the other Viking? Hold on. VKTX. There you go. And that's Viking Therapeutics. And that actually looks like it's trying to get set up right here, actually. So keep an eye on this Viking, both Vikings, I would say. So VKTX, it was the very next one, Luis Rodriguez. I didn't even look. Holy cow. Look at that setup right there. I couldn't even figure it out. You had it right there for me. And NCLH right here, Norwegian, we were talking about. And there you go, VKTX. Look at that. Luis Rodriguez had the Viking. He was reading my mind. I couldn't even think of it. And it was right there. So there's Viking, the other Viking, and then there's two Vikings here. So keep an eye on both of them right there. Trump said he's looking very strongly at rescheduling marijuana because it would lead to tremendous amounts of research that can't be done unless you reclassify. Yes, that is absolutely correct. It'll also boost the economy, as you can tell. You can see the cannabis sector getting rocking and rolling right there. So I would say yes, absolutely. And IOVA right here. Let's see what that's doing. Just kind of pulling back at the moment. Let me take a better look at that one. IOVA. That just looks like it's pulling back some right there. And let's see, AQST. And that's a nice dip as well. So we'll have to look at that. And Hertz, that one's pulling back. Hertz selling pressure is weakening and could trigger a buy signal any day now, Lewis Rodriguez said. So there you go, dipping down, hitting that trend line, though. There you go. So it is trying to crawl up right there. Look at that bad boy. You're absolutely right about Hertz. That does look like it's going to get set back up at any moment. And Watt right here, EU news. So that was jumping up on that. Energon. I don't even know what it's called. What the heck? Energurus. How do you say that name? ENE. What? Energus. I don't know what that's even called, guys. But anyway, they announced the EU regulatory approval for Power Bridge Pro enabling commercialized what the heck is that? Or commercialization across EU and UK markets? Yeah, there you go. I cannot read, guys. It's so crazy. It's funny. I think Luis Rodriguez and Joseph Levy got to experience that live in person the other night. So I was trying to read the menu and stuff. I can't see things. I'm telling you, it's just bizarre. And it's not my eyesight's not bad. I just can't see. I don't know, things just get like blurred together and I just can't tell what anything even says and I have trouble even reading words. It's weird. Anyway, you guys know about that, so it's not like I'm telling you anything new. But here we go. The delayed employment data on tap refers to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics (BLS) and releasing long-awaited October and November job reports on December 16th. So we're getting all kinds of older ones. That's there you go. They're kind of useless now at this point, I would say. Anyway, I mean, yeah, factor them in for your averages, but you're not basing anything off of it because we've already moved on a couple months. So there you are. And after a government shutdown halted normal data collection, showing a softening labor market with slower job growth and potentially higher unemployment, crucial for Federal Reserve policy. Economists expect only about 40 to 50,000 jobs added in November. So I'd be surprised. Well, it is the holiday season, so you usually do get a ton of jobs at this time. And yeah, that would be super low right there, laptop travel. And yeah, I don't even know if they're doing like much holiday hiring. I have no idea, these companies, but I know that our jobs reports are not ever going to be looking good. Let's put it that way. Here we go. Let's take a look at AZI. That is looking really good right there. Laptop travel. I like that look right there. And then your JZXN is that recent splitter, and we'll see if that gets set back up right there. Jobs report at 8:30, and then we were talking about Brent right there, the cruise lines, and we were looking at them and Expedia. You like them? They're partners with VIK Viking Cruise Lines. That's who that is. VIK. So Laptop Travel knows who this is. They're a travel service company. So there you go. And let's see, and the cannabis stocks are going to rip bigly. That is for sure. And Watt pronunciation or something. I don't know what he just said, but there you go. Oh, you like that pronunciation for Watt? What is that? Energis? I have no idea what that word even is. Let's see their website. I'm interested. Oh, there you go. Can you break down how to say your word for me? Because I have no idea, or the company, I have no idea how to say it. But look at this: no batteries, no wires, and no boundaries. Get real-time data and visibility anywhere. I don't know what you're getting data and visibility on for whatever, but there you go, everybody. That's what they do. And what the heck is it? An RF-based wireless power network. So that's what that company does. I have no idea, but there you are. Watt Scientific and Technical Instruments. Energis. Is that what Energis, something like that. There you go. Laptop travel. He knows how to look at him. He knows how to break it down for me. But there you go. Energis. That's how you would say it. There you go. We figured it out before the end of the show. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good pre-market review. Energist. Thank you, Laptop Travel. See, if I didn't have him, this show would be terrible. He gives me all that data. It even tells me how to pronounce words correctly. So that's great right there. The U.S. futures dip as traders await key jobs and retail data to gauge the Fed rate path. So there you are. Here I have it on. Oh, here's the Fed decision in January right here. and it's just the no changes curling down a little bit. But again, it's so far out that you can't gauge it yet anyway. So what the heck? What are you even trying to gauge it for? I don't even know what they're trying to get. Just base it off of the poly market. That's all you need to do, and don't even worry about them old jobs reports. And what would be your number one cannabis stock right there? Looking for I'm telling you, Tilray is probably your best, strongest one right here. It did spike up with the rest of them, but I would go Tilray, MSOS, because that's your ETF with a bunch of them. So you're going to be pretty good right there. Here's another good ETF right there. Weed, that jumped up pretty good. Toke is another good ETF right there. So you got three good ETFs. And then Canopy Growth is going to be a good one. They're a really strong company as well. So I like them ones probably the best, to be completely honest with you. I think they're probably the strongest ones in the industry as of now. So that's what it looks like to me. And there you go. MSOX. Let me see that one right there. That's another one. I know that. That's a two. Oh, well, yeah, of course, 2 times. I forgot about that laptop travel. So yeah, definitely keep our MSOX on there. I forgot that MSOS had a 2 time ETF there. I do remember, I do know that, but I forgot. And Christmas is knocking on 8 days until Christmas Eve, guys. So there you go. We'll wrap this up so I can go get Dougie to school. And it does look more like a Christmas map here with less crazy red and a little more green. And it looks like Tesla's down a little, Meta and Apple. So we'll see how the market opens up. I'll hop on in the Discord with Ben in the morning, and we'll go through the market and see what's going on. So all information presented here is for educational information purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks, everybody. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, of course. And, of course, Doge Mama 9, Asian Joe Lee, Joseph Levy, Robin driving to work, and everybody else. And 6 trading days. There you go. Thanks, Luis Rodriguez. So we're counting down till Christmas. That is for sure. So enjoy your morning. Be sure to trade smart. Lock in those profits. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.